Hi people, hope you're doing well. Nice to see you again. Sorry for not posting for a while now. I was just busy, that's the main reason. This year I decided to change that and to invest more time in the YouTube thing. So I plan to release at least one video a week. Mostly I will concentrate on reviewing the equipment that I have. I have a lot of it. And the rest will be maybe some creative stuff. So let's get back to the topic. The topic of this video is this amazing lens, RF 28-70 from Canon. This beautiful lens is really heavy, really impressive, and I've been using it for more than a year now, so there is a lot of things that I can say about it. So let's start. But before I talk about that lens, I will mention this lens. That's the 51.2 from Canon EF mount. I have this lens for 13 years now, and that's a long time, and I'm still using it. I have really fond memories of this lens. This was my first serious purchase regarding the EF glass, and it allowed me actually to separate my style from others, because 1.2 was really not that often at that time, 13 years ago, at least here in Croatia. The main reason why I'm talking about this lens is basically at the time it was really expensive. It was like really hard to decide should I buy this lens or not, but gladly I decided to buy it, and I've been using it like for 60% of my work. It really is one of my favorite lenses ever. And basically it was the best return investment regarding camera equipment, because I still have it, and if I decide to sell it now I will lose maybe half of the price. The main reason why I'm talking about this is a lot of people will not buy this lens because of the weight and the price. These are the main flaws of this lens. Like the size, for example, will be the main reason why a lot of people will think twice before investing in this lens. It's really heavy. It's heavy as my 70-200 2.8, and it's a lot heavier, I think half a kilo, than the 70-200 RF 2.8. So extremely heavy, bulky, big, so a lot of people will have problems because it's really front heavy, and if you like to shoot with one hand you will feel it. For me that is not big of a problem, at least when I'm working with the lens. It's more of a problem when I carry it in my backpack or carry it around my neck. And the second problem is the price, but as I said, I think it's a good investment. That's the reason why I was talking about the 51.2. On the long run, this will be a good return investment. The RF mount is here just for 3 years now, and it's gonna stay here for at least 10 years more. So if you buy this lens, it's a lens that you will have at least for 10 years if you don't decide to change the system, which I don't see what's the point of it. It's just wasting money, and all the systems are pretty good now except Fuji. And yeah, that's all the negative stuff that I have. Actually there is 3 more things that I can separate. First is the size of the front element. It's really huge, so you will have to pay a lot for the ND filters, and you will not be able to use those front filters for other lenses without buying the step-down rings, which is annoying. I hate step-down rings, so basically the ND filters that I bought for this lens, I will use it only for this lens. And one other thing that I don't like is it's pretty bulky, so this part is really tall, or I don't know, it goes down, so this is much taller than this part, so in some cases that could be a problem when mounting on some even tripods with the bigger plates, or in some, like when I was putting rails, that was a problem. I guess that's the problem because of the mirrorless small body cameras. One other thing that a lot of people will probably see as a problem is you will probably wait for it for a long time. When I ordered it, I waited 2 months to get it, so it was really annoying. And that's it from the bad things. So let's talk about positive things about this lens. First is definitely the image quality, and that's really impressive. I would say it's much sharper there than any of my zoom lenses that I had and I have. It's comparable to my prime lenses, especially it's really sharp at f2, which is really important because you want to use that f2. So basically it replaced almost in every situation my prime lenses, although I still kept them because in the low light stop and a half difference is like 2.5 times more light, which is a lot. Yeah, in some cases you just have to use the primes at f 1.2 or 1.4, but in most of the cases I close those lenses to f2 because that's the sweet spot regarding the, like, I would say focus follow, so there is enough information at f2. Even in some cases you should close it because you want, especially if you're doing commercial stuff, you want to have more of the talent in the focus because maybe he's wearing something that's important to see sharp and crisp, and that's the reason why I like this lens. The other reason is it allows me to be really flexible and fast when I'm working because I don't have to change lenses anymore, so I don't lose the flow with the talent. And the cool thing is it has marks for 28, 35, 50 and 70. So if you got used to working with those focal lengths, you just set it up and use it like that, which I really like. The other positive thing is actually the weight, because it allows you to have really smooth movement, especially if you're doing video. It will remove all that unpleasant handshake and it will make it more pleasant, more cinematic. And also doing photography, it can help removing the handshake, which will allow you to get a much sharper image at the lower shutter speed, because this lens doesn't have the image stabilization build, although my cameras do have the image stabilization build in the bodies. Still, I think this is beneficial in those cases. The other thing that is probably not that important to a lot of people, but if you work with clients, client impression. So a lot of clients don't know a lot about the equipment, and for them the bigger is better, and that makes them feel like, oh, he brought a really expensive camera, really big camera. You know how people, it's just basic psychology, I would say. In a lot of cases, a lot of clients like to see a lot of equipment because they like to see if they spend money that you brought as much as you could, and this looks impressive. Especially now, the problem with mirrorless cameras is they're all small, although we creators are happy with it and we are aware that it's just a tool, and there is a lot of people doing amazing stuff with smaller APS-C cameras. Still, you know, these are people that are not in our world and they don't understand this, and sometimes it's actually beneficial. So for me, that's also one of the pluses. You look more serious using this lens, especially if you're like somebody that is not well established. This is also a small bonus, I would say, to it. So I hope this video was beneficial to you. I'm really happy with this lens. I think this is one of the best purchases that I've done in like recent years. So yeah, this is my verdict. A great lens, perfect lens, beautiful lens, and I'm really happy that I bought it. So I hope this was helpful to you. I hope the materials that I was playing while I was talking were informative enough for you to maybe to help you in your judgment to buy this lens or not. I didn't go too technical. I think there is enough videos about that. It's just my experience of using it and my thoughts of using it after 1 year of use. So if this was helpful and you liked it, please leave a like, leave a comment if you have any questions, and also subscribe, share, because sharing is caring. And I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.